The outward journey. The journey outward, a path toward the blazing frontier of the sun's dominion, where the familiar glow begins to fade into the infinite dark. It is a voyage that dares to touch the very rim of the known universe, to step beyond the comfort of the horizon we once believed eternal. Beyond every line our eyes can see, beyond every boundary our minds once drew, lies the uncharted. The realm of silence, shadow, and mystery. It is not just a journey into space. It is a journey into the unknown, into the very question of what it means to exist in the cosmos. The path pushes to the edge of the sun's empire, where warmth weakens and the radiant breath of our star turns to whisper. At this invisible border, heat dissolves into cold infinity, and the light that once defined our world surrenders to the endless shadow. For more than 40 years, Voyager 2 has been moving steadily away from us, not in leaps, but in a patient glide through eternity. A fragile creation of human hands, floating in the vast ocean of space, drifting deeper into darkness with each passing year. Every orbit of Earth sends it a little farther from home, a messenger made of metal and memory, sinking beneath the waves of the cosmic sea. Every second that ticks on Earth draws it farther from the gravity and warmth of our star, farther from the light that gave it life. It left behind the great planets of our celestial family, Jupiter's storms, Saturn's golden rains, Uranus's tilted spin, and Neptune's howling winds. Their grand dance, once visible and close, now fades into distant glimmers, echoes of worlds long behind it. Voyager sailed beyond Saturn's shimmering halo, past Neptune's frozen tempests, until even those giants became tiny, fading sparks in the darkness. It wandered through the Kuiper Belt, a frozen wilderness of ancient ice and rock, a graveyard of forgotten beginnings. Here lie the remnants of creation itself, fragments left over from the birth of the sun, untouched for billions of years. And then, beyond even that, it pressed onward, into regions that once belonged only to theory, to the imagination of dreamers and mathematicians. It was stepping into a place no eye had seen, no signal had mapped, and no instrument had ever touched. When it rose from Earth in 1977, the world was a different place, a world of analog hearts and fragile hope. Computers filled entire rooms yet held less intelligence than the devices that now fit in our palms. To reach Voyager was to stretch a whisper across 1 billion miles, a signal so faint, so delicate, it could vanish with a single cosmic breath. And yet humanity dared. We dared to speak to the universe. We launched a small, golden dream into the dark, a craft no larger than a car, carrying the heartbeat of an entire species. It was a fragile spark, born from faith in science and the restless urge to explore. Voyager 2 was never meant to last forever, it was built to glimpse, not to endure. Its mission was bold, audacious, yet temporary, a brief conversation with the unknown. Scientists predicted its sensors would die in only a few short years. They expected its batteries to fade, its voice to weaken until it was lost to silence. They imagined it as future debris, another fragment of metal drifting endlessly in the frozen sea between stars. But Voyager refused to obey expectation. It did not fade. It did not surrender. It endured, stubborn against the emptiness. Across decades, it continued to whisper, sending faint messages across the abyss, signals that defied both time and distance. And what it sent back was not the dying breath of a machine. It was something alive, something that changed how humanity understood its place in the universe. Its messages were not just data. They were revelation. They made scientists stop, listen, and question everything they thought they knew about our cosmic home. The boundary and beyond. Voyager 2 had reached the boundary. Not a blur, not a horizon, but a wall. The final frontier where the sun's power ends and the galaxy begins. This invisible wall, the heliopause, marks the edge of our solar system, where the solar wind surrenders to the interstellar medium. For decades, scientists imagined this border as soft, like mist fading into air. But Voyager proved them wrong. The crossing was sudden, sharp, almost violent. Radiation surged. Plasma thickened. Magnetic fields twisted into chaotic forms. It wasn't a smooth transition, it was an impact, as if the spacecraft had torn through an unseen veil. One moment it floated within the sun's shield, the next it was cast into a cold, alien sea. Beyond the heliopause, the galaxy revealed its true face, turbulent, restless, alive. The silence of space was not emptiness, but motion beyond imagination. For the first time, humanity saw how fragile our protection truly is. We live inside a shimmering bubble of solar wind, a cocoon guarding us from cosmic storms. When the sun grows fierce, the bubble swells. When it weakens, it shrinks, and radiation creeps inward, closer to Earth. That fragility became real in 2019. After more than 40 years of transmission, Voyager 2 went silent. Its signal vanished. Its instruments froze. Engineers feared the worst. And then, suddenly, it returned. Alive. Still speaking. Data showed strange spikes in radiation and magnetic distortions before the blackout. Some thought it was a storm of plasma. Others whispered it might have crossed something unknown. Whatever the cause, one truth was clear: interstellar space is not calm. It is alive. Waves of radiation rise and fall like tides. Magnetic fields shift as if the void itself were breathing. Space beyond the sun's reach is a sea of invisible storms. Then came the most haunting finding: the magnetic alignment. The sun's field and the galaxies were not clashing, but perfectly aligned. As though shaped to fit, as if designed. Two possibilities emerged. Either the sun's field has sculpted this harmony over time, or our solar system was born in a region already tuned to its rhythm. If the first is true, our star is far stronger than we imagined. If the second, perhaps our place in the universe is not random at all. And some began to ask, what if the heliopause is not just a border? What if it reacts, or even listens? If so, then Voyager 2 didn't simply cross into interstellar space. It announced itself. And that thought grows uneasy when we remember what it carries: the golden record, etched with greetings, music, and a map pointing straight to Earth. Once, it was a message of hope. Now, it feels like a question: did we send a greeting to the stars, or a signal revealing where we live? Voyager 2 drifts onward still, carrying our voice through the dark. It reminds us that our solar system is not alone, but shielded by a living barrier. Beyond it lies turbulence, mystery, and the pulse of the galaxy itself. Nearly half a century later, it continues its journey, and somewhere in the silence between the stars, a question waits. When the void whispers back, will we be ready to hear it?